Hello everybody, my name is Walter, and this is episode 28 of my Redstone Commands Series. In this episode, I want to cover a rather new command, which is the write command. Now, this command can be used to mount or dismount entities, which can be useful if you want to create rather customized spider jockeys or maybe a nuclear creeper. And yes, this is an ender crystal riding on a charged creeper. So you can get rather creative with this command. There are some limitations. For one, or the most important one, is that nothing can write on a player or on a marker. So this is one of the hard limits here. The combination of entities is actually part of the NBT data. So here you can see the NBT data of this creeper over there. And besides of a lot of information, you can see here an NBT tag passengers. And if you look in there, you will see the end crystal being a passenger of this creeper. And you could also have a passenger riding on the end crystal. So you would have in here, again, a tag passengers, and then whatever you have riding on that. So you can build pretty deep chains and hierarchies with this, which is then also represented by, well, however the entities are positioned relatively to each other. And I almost forgot to mention that you can also put multiple passengers on the same vehicle, as you can see here. But with that out of the way, let's actually get to the syntax of this command. As I said, you can mount or you can dismount with this command. Subsequently, you have two modes, mount and dismount. Let's start with the mode mount. Here, you start with the name of the command, right? Then you specify the target. That is the future passenger. It needs to be a single entity, or the command will not execute properly. So you can use a player name, you can use a unique identifier, or you can use a target selector. When you're using a target selector, like all entities, you will also have to limit that to 1. That's important, or as I said, the command will not execute. Then we have the mode, in this case mount, and then you have the future vehicle or mount. This again needs to be a single entity, and since players are not allowed here, you can only use UUIDs or limited target selectors. There are a few limitations. Beyond that, you can't use a player as a vehicle. For one, if the passenger is already riding a vehicle, you will have to first dismount that one and then remount the new one. It's also impossible to mount itself, or oneself, so you can't have an entity riding itself. And you also can't build a loop where an entity is essentially riding itself. But besides of that, you can mount pretty much any entity on any other entity. Now for dismounting, it's even simpler. We start with the name of the command, right? Then we have again the target. This needs to be a passenger. If it's not riding on something, the command will not execute. Here again, player name, UUID, or limited target selector. And then the mode, dismount. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. And with that, it's time for a few examples. So first of all, let's build a little conga chain of 4 animals: a donkey, a wolf, a cat, and a chicken. And I'm pretty sure some of you already know where I'm going with this. So anyway, let's get started. So the first thing I want to do is put the wolf on top of the donkey. So let's quickly do that. Wolf on top of the donkey. The command I'm using here is the write. Then I'm using entity target selector where I'm selecting for the wolf within 10 blocks. And I'm selecting the nearest one. And then I'm mounting the nearest donkey. Same idea, just a different type. And now I have the wolf riding the donkey. And now, next I want to do the same with the chicken and the cat. So let's do the chicken and the cat. Same command as before, basically just the different types. And now I have the chicken on top of the cat. And now I want to put the cat on top of the wolf. And if I do this, again, same command, just different types, you can see that the chicken, which was a passenger of the cat, moved together with the cat. So you're not dismounting potential passengers with this. So, and now we have our 4 animals stacked on top of each other. Next, let's use this command, but first I actually take this book with me because I might not be able to reach this part. So now this command will mount myself on top of the nearest non-player entity. And if I do that, well, I'm guessing it's the cat. No, I'm riding the wolf. And my head is inside of the chicken. A bit unfortunate. But anyway, to get this out of the way again, what I need to do is dismount myself. And now I am no longer riding on the wolf. So just a quick example of what you can do. As I said, you can get rather creative with this. And well, with that, we have reached the end of this episode about the write command. I hope you enjoyed it, and well, see ya.